We know that Henry Hartman's company, the Pittsburgh Company, was the first industry in Ellwood City. But it was Ralph C. Stiefel who was at the center of Ellwood City's industry. He's the reason why Ellwood City became a mill town. Stiefel was born in Switzerland in 1862. He spent many years working in France and England, perfecting a revolutionary process he invented for making seamless steel tubing. Stiefel brought that revolutionary process with him when he came to Ellwood City in 1894, where he was appointed superintendent of the Ellwood Weldless Tube Company. Stiefel's process made Ellwood City the seamless tube capital of the world and helped him put the growing town on the industrial map. Stiefel's Ellwood Weldless Tube Company was quickly caught up in the merger movement of the 1890s. Reorganized as the Standard Seamless Tube Company, and then it became the National Tube Company in 1901. The National Tube and the Shelby Tube Company were soon consolidated under the U.S. Steel name, and Stiefel served as the general superintendent of all nationwide plants. Ellwood City owes much of its own growth to the success of the tube mill. During World War II, when the plant was at its peak, it was Ellwood City's largest employer, with about 4,200 workers. Stiefel's success was not only in industry, but in the community as well. Ralph C. Stiefel was mayor of Ellwood City, chairman of the Lawrence County Republican Party, and served on boards of banks and other institutions. In 1895, Stiefel married Mary Bowen, whom he met in England, and they had 2 children, Josephine and Ralph C. Jr. In 1901, he built a large frame house at 1 Pittsburgh Circle on the corner of Fountain Avenue, on a lot donated by Henry Waters Hartman. So why seamless tubes, and what are they used for? Before Stiefel's invention, rolling mills could form pre-cut sheets of iron or steel into tubes, which were again welded closed. But all these tubes had seams, and seams are where the tubes inevitably split open. Rather than starting with flat sheets, Stiefel developed a process for piercing a hole straight through a cylinder of solid steel. In time, Stiefel patented several of his inventions for rolling tubes. During the great economic expansion of the late 1800s, Americans were using more tubes than ever before for piping water, steam, natural gas, chemicals, and oil. But it was the bicycle craze of the 1890s, however, that inspired Ralph Stiefel to invent a seamless tube. Where would you find seamless tubes on a bicycle? So now you know what these 3 men have to do with Ellwood City: Isaac L. Ellwood, Henry Waters Hartman, and Ralph C. Stiefel. For more information about the history of Ellwood City, Henry Waters Hartman, Ralph C. Stiefel, and Ellwood City's tube mills, please go to www.lawrencecountymemoirs.com.